We are, of course, disappointed with the decision and the next step taken by the Chinese in the case of the two Michaels.
Prime Minister Justin Trudeau reacting to the news that after 558 days of arrest and detention in a Chinese prison without charge, Michael Kovrig and Michael Spavor, the two Canadian citizens effectively kidnapped by the Chinese government, well, they've formally been charged with spying and espionage. They've been put forward into a justice system that has a 99% conviction rate, which means no justice at all. These trumped-up charges are likely to end in convictions unless a political solution can be found. So far, Prime Minister Trudeau and his government have failed in getting Michael Kovrig and Michael Spavor home. He was asked during his regular news conference if there's anything more he could be doing.
Obviously, on top of the public positioning that we're always very firm on, there is also plenty of action behind the scenes in very direct and firm ways that has resulted in positive outcomes in the past.
Here's the problem. Canadians aren't seeing anything out in the open that shows that Canada is stepping forward to demand that Michael Kovrig and Michael Spavor be released. When it comes to Meng Wanzhou, the Huawei chief financial officer that China once released, they make public statements. They berate Canada. Of course, Canada doesn't even reply to their beratement of journalists and diplomats and others in this country. We seem to let China walk all over us, both when it comes to the treatment of Canadians, when it comes to the treatment of our businesses. In retaliation, China is effectively at war. These detentions by China are in retaliation for Meng Wanzhou. This is something that can't be tolerated. China needs to hear from Canada, both publicly in terms of denunciations of these actions, stronger than the government has been doing, but also in action. Why do we continue to expand trade with China? Why do we continue to offer foreign aid to China? Why do we continue to treat them as a good actor on the world stage when they are anything but? We've been reluctant to join the Americans under Donald Trump in denouncing China for their handling of COVID-19 and taking other actions to deal with them. Maybe it's time that we started acting in our best interest, which would include denouncing China the way the Australians, the Americans, the Brits, the French, and others have on this and other fronts. We need to work with our allies, not sheepishly and quiet off in the background, hoping that China won't notice that we're mildly upset that they've kidnapped two of our citizens. Justin Trudeau's way hasn't worked. It's been 558 days from arrest until charges laid. That in itself is unacceptable. Now the justice system that they will face is unacceptable as well. Our government needs to be doing more. Sadly, I don't think we're going to get more or see more from the Trudeau Liberals.